Welcome back everybody to a new fly time video. Today we are tying the Soft Hackle Pheasant Tail. This is the fly we will be tying right here. Been fishing it for a while now, for a couple weeks, been having some very good success with it, so I thought I'd make a fly time video of it. But we have some exciting news here on the channel. We have our first sponsor for the video. First sponsor for this year's video is Gravy Boat Guide Service. Gravy Boat Guide Service guides on the Lehigh River. Owned and operated by Steve Kolnick. Steve has years and years of experience on the river. You can message Steve for a guide trip either on Facebook or Instagram at Gravy Boat Guide Service. We will be putting all of his information down in the description. Over at Gravy Boat Guide Service, Steve just doesn't offer fly fishing. He also offers spin fishing and center pinning on the Lehigh. So if that's something that you guys never did before, like center pinning, Steve is the guy to contact for that. So I'll put all of his information down in the description. Look for a post about Steve on my Instagram. So we're going to be tying the Soft Hackle Pheasant Tail today. So for the tail, we're using a couple fibers of CDL. And we're making it just about long as, this is a size 8. So I'm just going to make it not that long. I'm using the materials to basically make the proportion of the body how I want it, the taper and everything. Second material is going to be this. Since this is a bigger fly, I'm using brassy size ultra wire in copper. So we're going to tie that in on the camera side of the hook. So on the far side of the hook here, I am using a Fulling Mills jig force hook in size 8. I will be tying these anywhere from an 8 through a 16, maybe some 18s if I can get some smaller soft hackles here. So I'm just gonna move this camera just a little bit closer for you guys. There we go. So that was brassy copper wire. Next, I'm going to take about 6 to 10, 5 to 10, I don't know. Just going to have a nice clump of natural pheasant tail fibers. I'm going to cut the tips off of these. I'm not cutting a whole bunch, I'm just cutting a little bit of the tips off. Makes it easier for you to tie the pheasant tail in. Now I'm going to tie that on the far side of the hook as well. Wrap back over it. Kind of go to start making a taper with my thread here. Not a huge taper. So I'm going to wrap this pheasant tail towards me. I'm going to wrap it up the shank of the hook till I have about a bead length or bead and a half length behind that bead. Then I'm going to cut it off, the excess. So I wrapped like that, so I'm going to counter wrap my wire, and I'm going to use about 4 or 5, about 5 on this size 8. You kind of gotta see it yourself, like, do you want 5? Do you want 4 maybe? It all depends how much separated you want the segments to be. I seen on these size 8s that 5 really works good. The next material is going to be Arizona synthetic dubbing and Peacock. So I'm just going to grab a pinch of that. I'm going to wet my fingers a little bit. I'm going to make a nice noodle with that. I'm going to wrap it right behind, or right where I stopped with that wire. That's going to cover up that wire end and going to cover up that pheasant tail end. So I'm basically going to make like a little ball back there. Next, we are using mottled soft hackle. This is, let me see what this is. I don't know the name off the top of my head, but I will look for you guys. So this is a Whiting's soft hackle with chickaboo. It is Brahma Hackle-Hen, modded gray, dyed March brown, speckled or modded March brown. So that is what we're using right there. Soft hackle with chickaboo. It looks like this. You have the chickaboo up here. You have the soft hackle down in here. There's your soft hackle. There's your chickaboo there. So that works out very well. I've been using a lot of soft hackle lately. So I'm going to grab a fiber, or I'm going to actually grab a feather here, and I'm going to strip all this excess stuff that we have down here. Get rid of that. And up here, as you can see, this feather has it curves. So here you got your shiny side and you got your dull side here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to strip these fibers up top here, and I'm going to strip them down just a little bit. And you got about, if you can see that, you got about that much there. That gives you a little bit of room for you can tie your soft hackle in. So I'm going to basically use my fingers and preen them back. I'm going to tie this in now. I'm going to grab my scissors. These are thin points, so I can get in there and I can trim that right off, no problem. So when you're tying soft hackle in, you want to make sure it flares backwards. You don't want it flaring front. You want it flaring backwards. You see how this soft hackle is flaring backwards towards the tail. When I'm looking at soft hackles and I bend this back here now, it goes to about the hook bend there. So that's about as far as I want that to go. I don't want it to go any further because that's going to cover up that tail and it's not going to make it look as presentable. I want it just about to where that hook bend comes up, and that's about where my soft hackle is going to end. So that's the reason I keep this big stem on here, is because now I can wrap this, no problem. Wet your fingers when you do a wrap. Grab your fingers and bring them back. So I'm going to do like 2 or 3 wraps here. So there's 2. We'll see how many we can get in here. 2 and 1 more maybe, and I kind of twisted that a little bit, but that's okay. So we'll go about like 2.5, and now you're going to work your thread through them hackle. So what I do is I bring them up and I just go like this, so I'm not trapping anything here. I'm going to turn my vise. I'm going to find that stem with my thin point scissors now, and I'm going to clip that right off. As you can see, them fibers are now back. They go back. My longest fibers go back to about my hook bend there. So that is perfect. That's exactly how I want it. So I'm going to whip finish with the black. I do about 4, pull up, make it tight. These are where them thin point scissors really come in play here, because you can follow that thread down and boom, cut it. And this fly is not done yet because we are adding a hot spot to this. So we are adding a red Vivis. I think this is about 12 or 14. We'll go right behind that bead. I like to grab my fingers and pull them soft hackles back for I don't trap any. Couple wraps in there. Grab your thin. Oh, I dropped my scissors. I'll grab another pair. These aren't thin, but these are curve points. So next, I'm going to just whip finish that. Give about 4 or 5 whip finishes. Boom. And you're done. I'm going to grab this Stonfo. It has these are really great. It has a little brush, and then it has a piece of Velcro. I'm just going to grab that Velcro section, and I'm just going to make sure none of my fibers of my soft hackles are trapped. So right there, that is your natural pheasant tail jig soft hackle fly. If you guys are interested in any of these flies, I tie them in a size 8 through, I'm going to start trying to tie some 18s if I have small enough soft hackles. So for right now, it's 8 through 16, and hopefully going to be having some 18s. All my flies that I tie are available for you guys to buy. I tie, and if you don't see a fly on my Instagram or my Facebook page, and you're wondering if I can do that, most likely I can. You just got to give me the name of the fly, and I'll look it up and I'll see what materials it is. Also, I offer some basically variety packs, spring variety packs for the nymphs, and some dry variety packs as well. I make some Delaware flies as well, mainly dry flies for up there. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I fish Central PA, all the way to New York, up on the East branch of the Delaware River. So if you're looking for flies for up there, make sure you message me on Instagram or Facebook, and I will be glad enough to tie them flies for you. Right now, I'm just stockpiling flies for myself. Also tying flies for Steve over at Gravy Boat Guide Service. I supply Steve with all the flies that he uses on that river. I supply all of his flies for him. So if you're out there on the river and you're fishing, if you're fly fishing out there and you're using them flies, most likely I have tied them flies for Steve. So again, if you're interested in any flies, if you're interested in a guide trip on the Lehigh River for flies, message me at 570 Flies. If you're looking for a guide to guide you out on the Lehigh River, make sure you message Steve at Gravy Boat Guide Service on Facebook and Instagram, and he will get back to you. His dates are filling up fast though, so if you're looking to get out there, I would definitely contact him and get a trip planned as soon as possible. I appreciate everybody on this channel for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe for more fly tying videos, and maybe later down the road we'll do some fishing videos like we used to do. So if that's something you guys want, let me know, and most likely I can start making some fishing videos. I can also do some gear review videos. If you look back in my past videos, I did some gear review videos. So if you guys are interested in any of that stuff, make sure you leave a comment how you like it and everything. Head over to my Instagram and follow my Instagram. Head over to my Facebook page and like that as well. Also subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all you guys for watching the videos. The engagement's very high on these videos, and I really appreciate everybody watching the videos. Thanks for watching, and I hope you like it.